The court sets all of the hearings. We don't have any power when the court sets a hearing.
Okay.
So the court made a mistake by not having a hearing?
With the motion that she filed to remove my children, that you say that she had prior to taking my children?
She would have, when an emergency situation like that, we call and get an order, and then the judge or whoever's on call that night signs that order.
So you got it that morning.
Sends it to us, and then there has to be a hearing within 24 hours of that or the next business day.
Correct.
Right.
That is correct. Now, a judge did not sign that. A prosecutor signed that.
Oh, hold on one second. I can look it up right here.
Yeah.
It says John McDonough and Gary Gonzalez above. At the bottom, judge is not signed. Plus,
is there a referee signature there?
Nope.
No, sir.
Hold on one second.
And in an emergency situation, a police officer can remove your child, not CPS. And they have to hold your child until you go to court for the decision of if the judge is going to grant it or not. Just so you're aware of that, too.
Not to mention there has to be a background check to see just on,
None of my family was up. And my mom and dad have never even had a speeding ticket in their life.
Your dad adopted you.
My father adopted me. And you guys denied them? Wouldn't even take in consideration?
That's more of a foster care issue than a CPS issue. They're the ones that do those.
Okay, but CPS to remove a child, they are supposed to do everything in their will to keep the child in the home. That wasn't done.
No background check was done.
I don't even have a felony on my record, sir.
No prior convictions ever before this.
None.
But you had to file. You asked for an emergency.
I'd never been in trouble before. If you go through the police report, you will see your caseworkers, if you're in charge of them, where they counter-react themselves in lies. Just to try to make the report stick. It's ridiculous.
Not to mention the fact that the hospital neglected to send everything to the lab. It was a panel.
We got that from the hospital too.
Yeah.
That there is no drug screen was confirmed as a positive because no lab was ran.
And I also know it takes 2 days in order to get the results back for CPS or whoever. It doesn't really matter. So therefore, you took the kids without a verification on anything.
Assumption. You guys took them on assumption and made it stick because you guys knew that you were lying.
He didn't.
Not you.
Not you.
Yeah, but whoever, we call the court and the court issues that order.
Okay, but
what was your reason for calling the court?
What was the reason? Because they done a full report on my son, and they assumed that there was child abuse. Correct. They assumed that at first. But all reports came back as there wasn't.
No physical, no mental.
All of this information come up in court.
Yes.
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 Yeah, your judge there, he's probably in some trouble too.
No, we don't know about that yet, but all I know is
there is some real bad illegal.
We tried to have it heard, and nothing was heard.
If you are for the child, by any means, if you're for the child, you will take what I freaking tell you, and you will investigate the correct damn way.
Look into the hospital.
You will remove my kids out of the situations that they are in. And allow them to choose where they want to go. My daughter, she'd be dead right now if it wasn't for me.
Yeah, they neglected to take her to the hospital.
They neglected to take my baby to the hospital. I had to threaten that I either was going to call 911 and get an ambulance to her.
Or they get her to the hospital.
Or they take her to the hospital now. Within 4 hours, she was in emergency surgery. They're neglecting to take care of her urine problem.
Her appendix burst.
her urinary tract tube is not in the correct spot.
They don't know anything about your kids because they don't even have anything legally.
They won't listen to anything that I say. My other daughter just went through a heart surgery.
The homestead was in Indiana.
Homestead was Indiana. They were on Indiana Medicaid.
They were
on food stamps in Indiana.
Went to school.
Their doctors was in Indiana. Their schools, Indiana.
They were getting dressed to go to school that morning. She came here and got them.
So where you guys think that a homestead is Michigan for this case is bizarre.
No, it's unheard of.
All right, I will take these concerns and I will relay them to Charles Rose, and I know we're meeting about it tomorrow. Then probably somebody will be.
Will you please check up on my kids and make sure they're okay?
And find Zoe.
Please, and find Zoe, please. She told me she's in Minden, but I don't know.
Okay.
All right.
All right, and then
Anne Marie's in Detroit with Christine and Ron Real, R-I-E-H-L. Haley's still with David Beeza and Lauren Beeza in Battle Creek. Drake, which they say his name's Robbie now, which that's a false adoption that I have found out, is in Minden with Tiffany Wagler and Rob Wagler.
I don't see how they did that without a foster license, but I don't know.
Zoe, when she called me, it was real short and said, Mom, I'm in Minden, and she had to go. She said that she wasn't with Tiffany, but I don't know.
Okay. Yep, I will do that, and then I'm sure somebody will be following up with you
Just
because there's like 4 different agencies.
Make sure that they don't have. Just the main thing is, I believe that they've got her mixed up with another female that had charges prior to all of this, and that's what they're thinking. They need to go through and get the names right.
Some of the reports that are in, like, my CPS reports and things
were issues that had to do with.
Are issues that had to do
with the
That's not me.
You guys got the wrong girl.
But the exact things that they say are things that happened to her.
Yeah. She's the one that had the meth lab in the truck with the baby and all that.
My kids have never been around a meth lab. I've never been caught with drugs in my possession. They searched the house that night and there was no drugs. So I really read over it. It makes no sense.
It's truly unfair.
And I'm not mad at you, and I apologize for getting loud and upset. But these are my kids. These are my babies.
We've been fighting this.
Everybody is neglecting to see the truth on and neglecting to listen to my kids. My baby, I've got messages. If you want them, I will send them to you of her stating the foster parents forced her to say things to the police so they could keep her.
It's in a letter, too.
She even tried to write the judge.
And
this ain't nothing to be joking around about. This shit is fucking serious.
Right.
But I go into Michigan and you all are going to get me for kidnapping charges. But yet y'all ain't keeping my kids safe.
They don't belong there. They belong home. Those kids belong home.
It's not fair and it's not right. And I will do everything in my power to prove that.
We've been helping fucking human trafficking for the last year and a half because people have been telling us that.
I went back to school.
Got a degree.
I mean, at 34 and 35 years old, how many people do you see successful in college and go through with it?
Right.
A degree in criminal science.
I still don't have a felony on my record. Still to this day. And I tell you what, removing a child from a mother's care that loves their child unconditionally is one of the worst things that you could ever do to not only the mother, the children, but the family too.
Call Texas EcoSearch to ask them what they think about it.
I appreciate you, and I hope that you take this serious and you look into it and something is solved.
I am. So you should be hearing back from somebody soon, too.
All right. Thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Bye-bye.